Ibu aja loh. Look ahead. مفروض.
What are you doing on Monday? What are you doing on Tuesday? What are you doing on Wednesday? You need to be very specific. It's time to put your pieces together of your puzzle. You need to be in a big damn hurry. Time is running out on you. There's 86,400 seconds in a day. The separator between me and you and people that win and lose is what we do with those seconds. and you're too slow, you're too casual, you think too much. You need to get in a hurry because there's an end to your life and it's coming sooner than you think. It goes by in a flicker, and at some point it's going to be over.
And we want to make a conscious, deliberate, determined effort to start living life with a sense of urgency and using what we've got, using ourselves up, sharing what we brought into the universe to share. Because if we don't, nobody.
Failure is a massive part of being able to be successful. You have to get comfortable with failure. Failure is where all of the lessons are. You know, when you go to the gym and you work out, you want to take your muscles to the point where you get to failure, because that's where the adaptation is. That's where growth is. You gotta take a shot. You have to live at the edge of your capabilities. You gotta live where you're almost certain you're gonna fail. That's the reason for practice. Practice is controlled failure. You're getting to your limit, getting to your limit, getting to your limit. You can't lift that, you can't do that, until you get to the point that all of a sudden your body makes the adjustment, and then you can do it. Failure actually helps you to recognize the areas where you need to evolve. So fail early, fail often, fail forward.
Commit means to carry into action deliberately. Commit means to make it happen no matter what. See, when you make a commitment, I'm going to become wealthy, when you make it important, when you decide I'm going to do it no matter what, life changes for you. Make it okay to fail. 85% of people allow their fear of failure to outweigh their desire to succeed. Anything that's worth doing is worth doing badly. Anything that's worth doing is worth doing right, as we have been taught, if you know how to do it. But if you don't know how to do it, it's worth doing badly until you get it right. You don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great.
Life's this game of inches. The margin for error is so small. I mean, 1/2 a step too late or too early, and you don't quite make it. 1/2 second too slow, too fast, you don't quite catch it. The inches we need are everywhere around us. They're in every break of the game, every minute, every second.
If you were humble enough, if you were hungry enough, if you really wanted what you said, you'd sit down and you'd study what you do, and you'd say that I have not exhausted all my time. I have not exhausted all my resources. I can do this better.
It's the guy who's willing to die who's gonna win that itch. And I know if I'm gonna have any life anymore, it's because I'm still willing to fight and die for that itch. Because that's what living is.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Happy to have you today, and it's a Monday morning. It's 12 minutes past 10 a.m. here, East Africa Standard Time. My name is Julius from Uganda. I'm one of your hosts most of the times to have you here this morning. I want to respect your time, your presence, your ability to sacrifice this morning, no matter the different time zones that you have, to make sure that you are here, maybe to pick one or two lessons that you could be able to have yourself. And I really want leaders all over the globe. Before I get started, I want to be happy with those that had good results last week, and those that had challenges. I just pray for you to God to comfort you in your challenging time that you might be facing. That understand that failure is. Congratulate you for getting a right mindset, because it's only with the right mindset that can give you right results, right? Ladies and gentlemen, onto the call this morning. As we usually have to start our week with a of crypto trading and understanding what we have at hand to be able to deliver to the rest of the world, right? Just to start with the preamble, I want to inform you that we have joined hands together with other leaders and onto our YouTube channel, right? We have moved it a little bit more now. And we have gone an extra mile. And an extra mile we have gone, we have made sure that we make this now international, okay? If you love to get so much gist about trading, I want to recommend this that was done by a beloved team of Nigeria. I hope very, very soon we shall have our beloved team, different teams from Russia, different teams from all over the world, doesn't matter. We are also going to stream live here to give you amazing insights about trading and how we can allow everybody maximize profit from the market. And so it will be very, very nice to have you. I'm not very good at editing and making all that stuff, but slowly with time, we shall get there, right? So ladies and gentlemen, that is that. So if you missed that training done by the Nigerian yesterday, the Nigerian team, they did an amazing training session, and here it is recorded here on Crypto Ambassador Team Eagles International. Please check it out. It is this video here. No, that is a presentation. But here, when you check this to Royal Q International Technical Trading, they're trying to answer so much of your questions that you usually face while during trading, and how you can set your own parameter and understand that Royal Q is a long-term based business, right? And never to go into fear if someone has a floating loss. But I'm not going to that today. The information is available for you. My responsibility is to show you where the information is, and your responsibility is you to go outside your comfort zone and find the information and go through it. Why? The question could be, why, Julius, do you think I need to go and find the information by myself? The answer is simple. I want to share a testimony of my brother, my friend, that I talked to today. This gentleman, when he got into this business, has gone outside his comfort zone, and he has, let me share his story. Let me see if I could share his story. And maybe I use the leaders group. Okay, here is his income. I'll start with his income. This is his income. 2 months in business. He hasn't made 2 months in business. And this is his income. And the market is really doing very, very not good at all. This is 2 months in the business, and a capital of around $12,000. This is his income. He has made in not 2 months in business, has already made $3,390 in profit. $3,390 in profit with a capital of $12,000. When I was speaking to him, I want to share with you what he said to me. Julius, okay, at the moment, I'm still trying different strategies to suit different times, bullish, bearish, even flat markets. I honestly can't put a finger yet on the best strategy. As you know, I'm not yet 2 months in this business, but I'm doing a lot of research with the right capital. I want to pick out the following statements from my conversation with him. And he told me right capital and good wallet management. And I told me this is the weekend we are in. For example, as you may have noticed, the weekend has been very bearish, and I had to change my strategy twice to be able to get 134 USDT in profit. With time, I believe I'll be able to zero to the best strategies for each market trend, and thereafter we shall enjoy profits. Ladies and gentlemen, onto the call. I just want to give you confidence about the tool you have. There are around 3 basics that I would love to talk about, then go into my sharing for today. 1, good capital. Good capital. When it comes to good capital, I want to give you guarantee, as long as you have good capital, you'll always swim in profits. And why could it be very possible for someone with good capital to swim with profits? 1, they have several coins they can trade. 2, they have backup capital to help them even when the market goes against them. And so I want to give a call to all of you that are onto this call. And the first thing I'll talk about is goal setting. Because as a trader, it is very, very important for you to have a goal. When I was speaking to this gentleman, his goal is $100,000 by the end of the year, trading capital. He started with $300 and he kept on picking money somewhere and investing in his account. And he had a goal to make sure that every week he invests $1,000 in his trade. Every week, like this week starts, he says, I will add in $1,000 in my portfolio every week, $1,000 every week, $1,000 every week, $1,000. And within a short period, he has been able to raise over $12,000. And now he can sleep comfortably with $100,000, with $100 plus every single day. And some days it goes for $200. I know one of my friends who is a businessman on this call, Mr. Brian Makanda, is one of the business associates I know that's running one of the huge companies in Australia. And let me see if I have my brother, this chief from, let me see if he has been able to join. I have one of my friend who has a very huge company that side of Cameroon. He's also trading with huge capital. I don't know if he's been able to join this call, but I just want to use the example of my brother, a businessman that side from Australia, to draw me a clear picture of how much capital that someone needs to be able to zero down over $100 every single day in normal business. Because the reason why most of us are not investing in the business is the inability to look at the other side of the world. Because when you look at the other side of the world, you'll be able to understand what you have, right? Because business, I usually tell my friends that most of the things we do them because of the things we are exposed to, right? But if someone could be able to understand what we have, you could zero down to investing more money to this to maximize more profit. Because the reason why most of us are complaining with little profit is capital. So I just want to get a clear picture from a businessman, my friend, Mr. Brian. Mr. Brian from Australia, good morning, sir.
Morning, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm sorry for hijacking you. I just want you to draw a picture for someone who's on this call about if someone could want to have a business, because you come from the business world, you're running a company in Australia. If someone wants to run a business and zero down to over $100 plus every single day, how much capital could they be able to have in a normal business?
On a normal business, the capital to have minimum of 10,000. You were right when you said that, yeah. Because in as far as you come below 10,000, I think you're gonna be struggling to get sufficient profit per day. I've noticed the one key thing which is happening. I've got a few leaders who are saying they want to try with little capital and they keep their money in their other account, saying, I want to see if it works with minimum. Leaders, I would like to urge everyone here, that's the wrong way. The correct way is actually to get all the funds which you wanna invest and try it. When you try it, you will love it, I tell you. Me, I did it in a way that I tried by moving my employees' salary day, which was just a week before. Then in that way, I managed to put about 15,000 on my account just to see how it was gonna give results. And I tell you, from that way, I never looked back. I just tested it and noticed that even the contracts I'm getting from the government, with time, my target by December, I'll be leaving everything and concentrating on this business, which means there is less effort. There are no overheads of employees, and this is the real deal. I tell everyone, because with this, I've got some who have got an attitude saying, "Oh, we are in floating loss." I tell you, I'm happy now if I see my coins in floating loss, because at the moment that's where we actually know that I'm making better money. So once you start to do the correct things, you realize there is no need to hurry up to sell your coin because you'll be comfortable in the floating loss. So what leader is saying is that's the truth. To have a good capital, you see the results. You won't go wrong. So yeah, so I'll urge everyone, just to be focused with this business and try as best to slowly raise your capitals and move on. Thank you, leader.
All right, thank you so much, Leader Brian. And with that inspiration, ladies and gentlemen, I want to go about the idea of having capital and setting your margin calls right to be able to win over 5% from the market. You know, at first, when we got started in the business, we didn't know what to do. I need to be perfectly 100% 10 with everybody, that I never knew what to do like anyone. And all the things that we're doing, we are moving in the same direction, right? But as we have been in the business for some time now, we notice that, and we need to appreciate that the business we are in is a trading business. That's very, very important, first of all. And since we are into trading business, things will not move the same direction all the time. Now, we need to understand that the market will go up and the market will go down. And because of that, I really believe that everybody, I was speaking to so many leaders from different countries, and we are trying to gist about something that okay. Now, for example, if I want to trade this coin, right, and this coin is now the trading settings or the margin call configurations would be able to cause the difference. And this margin call configuration, at first, when I joined the business, there's something I never noticed, but I want to show it to you, ladies and gentlemen, okay? I want to show you this so that you could get a clear picture. Let me just get these margin calls by default. By default, maybe, let me first show you by default, 100 margin calls, all right? These are default settings for RoyalQ. I want to show you to note this. I want you to, these are default settings for RoyalQ, right? Default. What I mean by default is that it's not me that has entered these settings in here. These settings have been defaultly. Let me just, let me pick it again. if I want to trade, right? Maybe I want to trade and I just want to come in here, tap on batch setting and tap on trade settings, right? Let me select all trade settings. What will RoyalQ do? RoyalQ will give me what we call default settings. Now, what you need to know as someone on the call is to understand, what does this mean? 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 And maybe now this one down here. And the definitions are simple. And one of the definitions that I want to make clear is that the first buying amount. That if Julius has $1,000, he wants not the whole 1,000 to get into the market. He wants to start with $15. It's important. And that is where we bring in the dollar cost averaging method. And so many people have been asking Julius, what is dollar cost? But I believe within the last few days, different leaders have been able to come up to you and explain what dollar cost is all about. But let me explain it again. Dollar cost averaging. What is dollar cost? Dollar cost averaging is an investment strategy in which an investor divides up the total amount to be invested across periodic purchases of a target asset in an effort to reduce the impact of volatility on the overall purchase. The purchases occur regardless of the asset's price and at regular intervals. You can come read for yourself. I usually talk about this website. It's called Investopedia. In effect, this strategy removes much of the detailed work of attempting to time the market. Listen to this very importantly, of attempting to time the market in order to make purchases of equities at best prices. Dollar cost averaging is also known as constant dollar plan. And this is what RoyalQ is really pure and perfect doing for us. Now, when you put here the first buying amount, now the use of the margin calls are how many times, right, do you appreciate your boat to buy? How many more times? Because these are a few things you want to do. And now you are talking about the margin calls. How many? The maximum are 100. Okay, and if I put in here 200, like you see, it will go back. The maximum margin calls are 100. And now next is the whole position take profit robot. From call 1, 2, 3, and 4, all these are in the whole warehouse. Now, this bot is sweet and nice because of the following factors: that if the market goes down by a certain percentage that we are going to see, for example, the first call, the market goes down by 3.5, and the robot has bought 2 times of the what? Of the first buying amount, right? Now, since it has bought 2 times of the first buying amount, ladies and gentlemen on the call, it means the market has gone down. Now, for the robot to sell the first call, and we need now this is where the gist of understanding should be. When the robot buys the first call, it means for this robot to sell, it will bounce from here, go above the 3.5 and rise in a percentage of how much? According to the settings, ladies and gentlemen, of 1.3. This is what you need to understand. Okay, look at this, gentlemen. The market has gone down by 3.5, meaning the bot has bought 2 times of the first buying amount. Now, when the market rises fast above the 3.5, where it had gone deep, and that's where the gist of the business is. That's where the gist of the business is. The market now rises above the 3.5 by how much? By 1.3. Now, this is where everything matters now. This is where everything matters now. If the market continues and falls down again by 4%, 4.5, 5.2, these are the number of times you are instructing your bot to buy. Now imagine someone on the call has $100, right? And uses the default settings of this robot. It means already here, this is 30. Already here, this is 4 times 15. This is 16 times. So this is already huge capital. This already only. So it would be very, very hard for someone to bounce out of this floating loss. Why? Because they may not be sure on how to manage their funds right. Wow, like we said, I expected the market to start giving us good results. And I will not delay for us so that we can be able to enjoy, all right, with this week. And this is what I call about taking advantage of the market, all right? So before we continue, we are going to be enjoying some what do they say? Enjoying some one shot, seriously, for those with little capital, right? But those that were allowing their boats to buy the dip, I hope now they are more happy. And that this is what Royoki wants you to understand, that if you set your boat right, the most areas where you will make little profit is when the market is going down. But if you manage your funds right, you will be buying when the market is down, that when the market is now trying to go up, ladies and gentlemen on the call, you will be selling and you will make good profit. And that's what we want everybody to understand. And that's what we want everybody to understand, ladies and gentlemen on the call, right? Now, if you understand this, that this is the margin call drop, this, and this is the number times of buy. Now, I want to be very, very specific to you to note something that I want us all to think about, that leader Brian has thought about and learned, and really is happy about this. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to note the difference in the margin call setting here. Here there's a difference of 0.5, am I right? Here there's a difference of 0.5, am I right? These are default settings. Here is a difference of how much? I think it's around 0.7. But from the fourth call to the fifth call, there is a difference of 3%. I'll round off. But not from the fifth call to the sixth call, there's a difference of 2%. I just want you to note this. Note. From the seventh call, I just want you to note this. From the sixth to the seventh call, now the difference is also 2%. Now, when the market, now I really want you to understand and love this business. The rest, this is 12%. This is 12%. It is constant. It is 12%. This is constant. This is constant. 12%. And from now, I want you also to note this. And from the 7th call, the robot now is investing in more money. Why? Because if this particular coin has fallen by 12%, the bot is saying, buy more. It falls again by 12%, buy more. 12%, buy more. These are default settings. Now look at this. These are default settings. Look at the sub position take profit. These are just default settings. But the default settings I want to talk about are the margin call configuration. And this is where we all miss out. Because if you understand how to set your margin calls to an extent that you never sit in too much floating loss. I want you to imagine this. I just want to draw a picture. These are default settings. I'm not saying they are the best, but I just want to draw a picture in your mind. Then I share what I want to share. If you had invested, I want to draw a picture for you because my reason of being here is to draw understanding so that you can make an informed decision, all right? If a particular coin falls down by 10%, someone listening to me, a particular coin goes down by 10%, and the robot buys 64 times of the first buying amount. Let me say the first buying amount was 15. 15 times 64, it means only here, the robot has invested $960 only here on the 6th call. But when the market, I tried it, I don't know whether, I tried it with one of my coin that was having huge floating loss, and I instructed this robot to only buy $15 more when the market falls down by 10%. And up to now, the bot only bought one time. Meaning, if someone could set their trading parameters right, what do I mean by right? Especially now the market's picking up, especially when the market's going down. If you set your margin call drops to maybe 0.4, 0.4, maybe 0.4 or 0.5, or maybe 1.5, especially when the market is going deep. Ladies and gentlemen, on the call, you will find that if you don't minimize the multiples of ratio here, you find that the robot is buying too fast, one near against the other. But if we just even look at the default settings, you see, when this bot was set, they understood that the first 4 margin calls are into the whole warehouse mode. That if the market falls down by 5%, it falls down by 5%. On the 4th call. And here it was only buying because this is 0.5, the market falls down by this 0.5, this is 0.5. It goes down by 5%. When it rises above this by 1.3, if it had bought here and the market bounces from this time, the robot will sell off all these at once on a takeoff profit of 1.3%. of everything it had bought here. But if the market, ladies and gentlemen, this is why I say if someone has sufficient capital, they can never be into floating loss. Why? I just want to give an understanding today so that someone could set a reliable goal on how much they want to add into their trading portfolio every single week, because they have an end goal at the end of the year. I was speaking to one of my friends who told me, Julius, how did you buy a car in Royal Q? And I explained to him. And this is the challenge for all achievers. People believe that one day they will join this business, and this business will wake up one day and start paying them $1 million every day. No. If you go and read the book, The Richest Man in Babylon, this guy explains the power of developing riches. And the power of developing riches, ladies and gentlemen, is having the discipline on how you are using the funds you are earning. That's all. And as you are having these funds, one of the best strategy is to invest. That's the only way how money multiplies. So if you could start this week, it doesn't matter your previous history. It doesn't matter how long you have been in the business. It doesn't matter where you have been financially. Because my friend Napoleon says, ladies and gentlemen, Napoleon Hill says in his book, Think and Grow Rich, that I may not be possible, or I may not be able to change my destination, but I can change my direction so that I can be able to reach my destination. So if you have been living what I call a life without destination, as you start this week, you can set a goal on how much you are going to be adding on your trading portfolio every single week. So that you say, all right, by the end of the first quarter of the year, I'll have $10,000 to trade for me. And that is what I'm working to, because you have guarantee. And I know personally, someone who has $10,000 cannot sleep with less than $100 if they learn what to do. It's hard. It's hard, ladies and gentlemen. You can sleep with $100 if you learn what to do. So it is very, very important for you to learn what to do. But how do you learn what to do? By learning how to set your margin calls. Because by the time the market falls down by 10% and this board buys this, if someone has capital maybe, ladies and gentlemen, the previous floating loss, the average price is near the current price and you're out of the market. So it is very, very important for you to understand these parameters, okay? Now, I will go from there, the whole position take profit ratio. This is giving the bot a doubt. And so, according to what I learned, if you are trading the one shot that we talk about, it's going to be one of the best strategies I think this week. And I just need to come here and show you how you set the one shot. Before you do anything, ladies and gentlemen, make sure as you are seated in floating loss of certain coins, you are seated in some floating loss, and you have some USDT, then it's very, very important. Even if it is $20, even if it is $50, those with little capital, $100, $200, and those with huge capital, and you would love to go in for some 2%, 2.5, 3% from the market in a simple bull run, the answer is simple for you. just come here on my strategy setting, right? Strategy setting, and tap on my strategy setting. My strategy setting. Then on up here, there is a plus. Tap on plus, and you can name this one shot. Then the first buying amount is the capital you want to invest, right? I would advise, please don't put all your money here, right? If you have a $1,000, divide it into 4 and put around 250 here, maybe 250. If you have $50, maybe that is it, or you could go. Then the margin calls, me, I would advise 1. Then the take profit, control your greed, 2%, 2.5 is okay. Then this, put it at 0. Now, here it will need discipline. Why, Julius? When you don't put the whole position take profit, right? This is how the bot reacts. When the market goes by 2%, just a simple drop, the robot takes off the profit. So the robot is not given a second doubt. 2% is 2%. Even if this coin goes to 5%, you'll miss out on that. It will stop on 2%. But you know, with trading, you need discipline. You need to control your emotions so you can take 2% out of the market. The margin call configuration is meant to make sure the bot never buys. And so here you can put 99, you can put 50, right? You can put 50, 99 or anything. This is not intended that the market will never fall down by 50%. So the bot will never buy. So you confirm this up. The callback doesn't matter because the market will not fall down by 50%, and you save this. Now, I'm just going to be a little bit diagonal about the one shot, because now this is what happens with the one shot settings, the gentlemen on the call. You need to have the power of picking these coins either by yourself or by the signals provided on the groups. And there are so many ways you could find this one short coin. If you are new and you don't know what to do, I would advise follow the one shot signals provided by leaders. And really, I'm so happy about the community of Royal Q. Different leaders, I think by the end of this week, we'll have formed a group of people who understand how to take about these one shots, and that they can be dropping these so many one shots for you on different groups, and anyone could pick 1 or 2 coins in a day. Now, this is the challenge with the one shot, and I've discovered it becoming a disease. The disease is that someone wants to trade every coin. Hey, someone drops in the one shot. Someone every coin. I'm going. At the end of the day, since they don't have the discipline, because trading needs discipline, needs patience. It's like becoming wealthy. For you to become wealthy, you need discipline. These things of greed, I want to, hey, this coin, every coin I'm in. You might find yourself in tears all the time because of the failure to control your greediness or your emotions in trading. And so these signals, maybe if you don't know how to check it by yourself, follow different leaders that keep on dropping signals in the group. We have a privilege. We have different leaders on this call that are doing that very well. They are doing that very well. Mr. ATM Machine is doing that very well. Mr. Brian Makanda is doing that very well. Our Coach Jay is doing that very well, right? They're doing that very well. They spend some of their time analyzing some few coins. You don't need to be, you don't need to run away from your floating loss, because the gist of the business, this gentleman, is seated in the downward trend of the market. In the downward trend of the market. When the market is going down and you have the power, I usually, I put aside my $500 for the one shot. But my other coins keep on buying the dip, buying the dip. So wallet management is key, especially for all of you, my friends with less than $10,000 in trading capital. Because you could, if you can have like $200, designate this money, $200 use for my one shot, the rest of my capital will allow me buy the dip. I want to give you guarantee that when the market bounces back, you'll be the most smiling person. Imagine you have your trading parameters, and these trading parameters have the power, even if they are buying only $15. I was looking at one of my trading coin, Atom, and I was looking at how I was able to set my floating loss by 5%. That if the market falls by 5%, my bot buy $15. It falls again by another 5%, which is 10%, my bot buy another $15. It falls again by another 5%, that is 20%, my bot buy another $15. And I've been surprised. I saw it yesterday, but I was seated at a floating loss of 61. My bot, the market fell down by 5%. My bot invested in $15 from $15, and I moved from negative 61%, and I moved my floating loss settlement. When I check it in the morning, it's now at -7. Why? Because if you understand that gist of going out of floating loss by increasing the percentage of the margin call drop, especially when the market's going down, increasing the percentage. When should your bot buy? When the market has fallen down by what percentage? That changes the game. That changes the game. Why? Because look, ladies and gentlemen, I want to give you the gist now of the profit side. Because when the market now bounces back, I have collected so many coins at 5%, meaning the bouncing back of the market will provide huge profit. So you can collect 5% to 10% depending on how much you invested in the market. And remember, this is the gist of the game. And this is where most of us complain about floating loss, because we have not been able to divide the capital. Now look at this. Remember, when the bot buys, ladies and gentlemen, it creates what we call the average price. It creates the average price, meaning it doesn't wait for the coin to sell by going back to its original entry price. That's why if you could divide your margin calls very, very well, you will never complain about floating loss, because you will be minimizing your capital at how much it is being taken by the robot whenever the market falls by a certain percentage. And I was speaking to one of my friends and told him, imagine if I have a $300 capital and I set my margin calls right, and I become comfortable that the market will have 2 seasons or 3 seasons. The market will go down, the market will go up, the market will go sideways. If that sticks into my mind and I have $300 capital, I understand that I want my board to keep on buying and selling. And so there will be times when my bot is only buying. But if I set my margin calls right, my bot will not buy when the market has not fallen down by a certain percentage, meaning I can have a $300 capital and still remain with $100 in my Binance account waiting. Why? Because the market has not fallen down maybe by 10% on this particular coin. So I will have my $100. So I can get this $100, go in for a sure deal, one shot coin, make how many, Julius? Make around maybe $5 to $10 from that, maybe 5, 10, depending on how much profit you are taking. And I still use this. And this coin is still trading because I'm waiting for the market to fall down by 5% of this particular coin. And once it falls down, my current price moves near to the average price. And very, very soon, a simple bounce back of the market, my robot sells and I'm out of this trade. Important key points. You will need patience to be able to do that. Gone are the days when people are complaining about floating loss. Why, Julius? It is true we started when we don't know what to do. But the best master is failure. That's the best. And why is it the best? Because the bot never sells at loss. So if I'm seated in a huge floating loss and this coin is still going down, what am I going to do? I'm going to increase the percentage of my margin call to allow my bot buy the dip of this particular coin so that I can move my average price near to my current price so that my bot can sell. And my floating loss will go low. And a simple bounce back of the market, I'm out of this particular coin. But as I wait for the market, of this particular coin to bounce back because it has been able to buy more when the market is going down, meaning I'll have huge profit, I'll move on into the one shot. I'll move on into the one shot. And in the one shot, I'll trade one or two coins that are doing well at the moment, make some profit, and I continue with the one shot as I wait for the bounce back of the market. Simple business. And if this coin is going down, instead of me getting my money depleted very fast at faster buys, I'll raise the difference in the margin calls so that my bot only buys when this particular coin has fallen down by this percentage. And I can always make profit. 2, stop comparing results. Stop comparing results. I want to beg you. One of the reasons why most of you are now having challenges, ladies and gentlemen, is comparing results. Okay, Julius, is it bad? Not bad. Not bad, but there are so many factors that affect the results that you see. 1, time of entry in the market. Someone joined the market when the Bitcoin maybe is at $45,000. And now as we speak, the Bitcoin is rising again to $39,000, which I think might be happening. This is what I think. I haven't checked the market. And this person has a capital of $100. Let me check. My friend has sent me a signal, but let me finish this. Then I sent me his trading profits. But let me finish this. Then I go back to that side. So, time of entry in the market is key, because all the 70 coins that are into Royal Q have been analyzed. They are good coins. They have high frequency. They have volume, they have quantity. Everything has been done for you. The 70 coins are good coins. Roku doesn't bring shit coins. That's why they don't trade all. So that's done. So entry of this particular coin in the market, which time did you enter the market? So you are comparing results of someone who joined the market maybe Yesterday, when the Bitcoin was at 38,000, now it is at 39. Whatever he started to trade, most of the coins are now. It's you entered the market at 40 when the Bitcoin was at 45,000. Now, most of the coins that you traded kept on going down. You did not have capital to buy the dip. That now that the market is now taking an upward trend, whatever it bought, it is selling and you are making profit. Now, this is what people never understand. That when the market's going down, the bot is buying, depending on how you set your margin calls. And when the market is moving up, it is bringing back everything that you bought when the market was going down. Now, floating loss is sweet. Why is it sweet? Because if you set your margin calls right and keep your trades in the sub-mid mode real-time settlement, the bot will keep on selling even when the market is going down, meaning, ladies and gentlemen, you will be making profit. Now, when I talk about huge capital, it's a serious business. Let me just show you again. This guy is trading with 12,000. I want you to look at his return. Now, this is the biggest challenge that we leaders are facing. People are not willing to invest, but someone is putting in $100 and he wants 147 in profit. Seriously? Seriously, and you need answers from us. Julius, why is it me I'm not making 100 like those ones? Julius, me I have my $500. Why is it that me I'm not consistently making 100? My friend, this is not a return on investment business. What you put in, I don't understand whether people understand the principles of life. My friend Jim Rohn says, he says, stupid is a farmer. I'll speak straight. Stupid is a farmer who stands in the garden where he never planted and says, hey, you garden, why are you not giving me 100 bags of maize? Yet you planted one seed of maize. Then you need 100 bags in return. That mindset is not a business-based mindset. If you want to collect huge, please seed huge. Be comfortable with what you are earning in the moment, depending on your capital. That's why Royal Q provides the second part of the business. He says, Julius, look, if you don't have enough capital, we want to give you business. And the business, go and speak with those that have capital. Hello. Go and speak with those that have capital. Let them come and invest, and you earn as they earn so that you can increase your capital. As simple as that. As simple as that. And if everybody on the call could get that into their mindset, never compare results. It's very, very important because we enter the market at different times. Never compare results because of capital. You can raise your capital and you'll have guarantee of making huge profits every single day. As I come to the end, learn to set the one shot. Very, very important. And like I've said, you just go to mine, strategy settings. How much are you willing to risk? All right. Is it $100? Is it $200? Look at the signal groups where these signals are dropped. Trade 1 or 2 coins a day. And set your margin calls right so that you can keep on making profit even when the market's going down, and focus Ladies and gentlemen, on increasing your capital, set a goal on how much you want to add into your portfolio every single week. And if you do that, within a period of 1-3 months from now, you'll have enough capital as others are having little capital at the same time. And it will be you at the winning side. And you'll be collecting profits every single day. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I would just love to have 1 or 2 leaders to share with us something this morning. I don't know whether my friend ATM Shin could be able to say something, and we could be able to come to the end of our 1 hour today in the morning. Thank you so much. My brother Cornelius, how are you? Good morning. Good morning. ATM machine. Could you unmute yourself, bro? Beautiful.
Morning, sir. Good morning, everybody. I would want to say it's wonderful always listening to you. Coach Julius, you have been wonderful. Your presentation is now getting much more sweeter and sweeter by the day. And I think this morning section has been wonderful, has been impactful. Those of my invitees on the call have started messaging me, telling me they are fired up already. And to be honest, you've actually touched you touched every angle of the business. And I don't see why any leader or anyone on this call shouldn't be fired up like I am. I'm very, very fired up. I can only say one thing, like our coach has said, entry point is very, very vital in crypto. And floating loss is not a crime. Don't see floating loss as a crime. The truth is this, we cannot do anything about floating loss because that's where the money is. And remember, like Coach just said, the robot was made to make money even in the floating loss. That's why we have the margin call drop. And we should try and utilize it as fast as possible. Don't get your capital stuck on a particular coin. Ensure you are not buying the drop, because I think that's where a lot of us keep missing it. The market just drops by a very small fraction and we are already buying. Just ensure we are buying the dip and not buying the drop. It has been wonderful. And I would like to say this, please, if you are on the call and you're having challenges with floating loss, our leader has already said the truth about it. Just try and fund your Binance, just replenish and trade the coins we are sending per time. The truth is this, in Royal Q, you are going to make money. You're not just going to make money, you're going to make real money. I was invited for a seminar on Saturday, and they said they're going to give me 10% ROI if I invest. So I told them, okay, if I'm investing $100, does that mean I will get $10 every month? The guy said yes, and I laughed hard because I just imagine $10 per month. Okay, if I'm investing $200, I get $20 per month. He said yes. I said, okay, that's fine. I walked away. The truth is this, Royal Q is a blessing. There's no limit to what you can achieve. Remember, we have the regular earnings. You have the regular earnings on Royal Q where you can make the normal amount, which is maybe with your capital. You have a range you earn. For example, those with $100 trading capital, you can earn $1 to $2, $3, $4, depending on how many one shot you do. Now, we also have the dip where the market is not too good, where you earn less than you expected, maybe 0 point, or you might not even earn. Then we have the pump where you can earn times 20 of your monthly expectation. You can earn times 10 of your daily expectation without stress. And I always want to show, Coach, just permit me to just use this illustration, please. I want to just quickly share my screen to help 1 or 2 persons on the call. Now, the truth is this.
Sir. Go on, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. The truth is this. In Royal Q, you get access to unlimited opportunity. Now, remember, the only reason why we're having a downtrend in the market currently is because Bitcoin is actually down. Hopefully, when Bitcoin goes back up, everything will be normalized. Everything will be normalized. So, and those of you that are already in the business, you have everything to gain because Royal Q have exposed you to the business of the future. And as okay, now this is actually one of my accounts. I would also like to show an illustration on this account, although I stopped trading on this account as at 2 months ago. Now, this account started trading on the 16th, and I told myself I was going to make a certain amount of money every month. And as you can see, I made $0.2. I was like, okay, I was still testing the bot out. It started on the 16th. On the 17th, there was no trade. On the 19th, then my company was still on dip. It came out of the dip, and I made $12 on the 23rd, on the 24th, on the 25th, on the 26th. Now, if you notice, these are the normal earnings. Now, some days you need to understand that you can have a pump. You can, whenever there's a pump, you get your 2-month expectation in one day. And that's what makes Rocky unique. That's what makes cryptocurrency unique. Now, imagine one day, now this trading capital on this account was actually $500 on this account. And I stopped trading on this account about 2 months ago when Bitcoin went down in November. So I stopped trading on this account. So I don't have to concentrate all my capital on my major account. Now, with $500, I made $264 in one day. My leaders on the call, I almost fainted, oh, please. I almost fainted. And that was the first time in my life, although I was new, I was still a V1. That was the first time in my life I doubted this business. I said, that's not possible. How can I earn $264 in one day? So I went to my Binance and I checked. The money on my Binance from 500, it has grew to almost 1,000 within less than a month. I said, this cannot be real. This cannot be real. It is not possible. Now, why I was sounding like that is because I had been into businesses and I know how things work. Okay, currently in Nigeria, I run a crypto academy called Midas. I also run my personal company, Goko International Innovation Limited. Now, I discovered something naturally as a businessman that sometimes you see some kind of profit, it must scare you. Now, like I said before, I was having the regular kind of earnings. I was having $12. I was having $6. I was having $7. I was comfortable because this is what I was earning. Now I was having $23. Remember, I was trading with $500. So I was making $7, $23, $38. So I was okay. I said, okay, this business is good. If I continue like this, I can make maybe $100 profit. Are you getting it? Maybe I can make $200 profit or $150. That was my calculation. Then on the 30th of that month, I made $82. I was very surprised. I was like, how can I make $82 one day? Then I remembered I sat down and I started understanding the business that there's no limit to what you can achieve in cryptocurrency. I've been trading crypto since 2016. I've never made this kind of profit in my life. So I knew what the robot was doing. Now, it didn't stop here. I earned $264. I said, okay, let me stop this business now. Let me take my time to understand it. Now, what am I saying, everyone on this call? Regardless of what you're experiencing now, regardless of floating loss, regardless of any, what's it called? Royal Q is the business of the future because it deals on cryptocurrencies. And now, if you look at yourself, Coach has been teaching us margin call, he has been explaining a lot of parameters, which you would not know on a normal day because naturally, maybe you don't have idea concerning it or you are yet to assimilate the crypto space generally. But have this at the back of your mind. We are talking about, it's not even cryptocurrency any longer. We're talking about NFT. We're talking about metaverse. We're talking about Web3. There are so many new innovations that is on ground now. If you stick to your normal conventional business, ask yourself, are you going forward or are you going backward? The sons of Issachar were always in charge because they understood times and seasons. Where is this world heading to? Where is money heading to? If you understand this, you will know you are in the right business. Have your mind, as in put your mind down. It's Royal Q or nothing. As I'm talking to you now, they just have been firing us to bring in people to the business. It's now that we understand why. We need to start showing people the good news. We need to start telling people enough of ROI scams. I wrote on my status some time ago, ROI are for lazy people. They just want to be collecting salary without earning, without working. That's how the concept of, that's how people are bent on looking for government jobs. Now, we know that there are some persons that are driven by certainty. They want to be sure they are getting a particular amount every month. Now, Royal Q is for you. If you are the kind of person that are driven by uncertainty, you want, there's no limit to what you can achieve, Royal Q is the best for you. Now, can you imagine? I had a certain goal. I want to earn $100 in the month. Now, that my very first month, I already earned my 4 months projection, because my first month I was supposed to earn 100, second month 100, third month 100, because I was trading 500. But my first month I made about 400 and something, because one day I made 264. On the second day I made, before that day I made 82. So it was obvious and very clear that I made my 4 months projection in 1 month. Then I went crazy about the business. Started telling everybody about the business. I wasn't surprised that I became a V2 within the shortest possible time. I wasn't surprised I became a V3 in 2 months. Because the truth is, when I saw this business, I said, if you are not doing Royal Q, forget it. I didn't join this business early. I joined this business in, let me say, October, 2 days, actually September 28th. It was very funny because I had knew about the opportunity, but I wasn't having money. When Coach Julius keeps saying he had $85, I said, he didn't know what God did for him. In my own case, I was not having zero money, sir. I was semi-sponsored because my upline had to give me half of the money to support me joining Royal Q. And I told him some days back, I said, sir, you will not say you didn't benefit it, although it's still a V2, but before I became a V2, I had given him a lot of $10. He has been enjoying a lot of team quantification before I became a V2. So what I'm saying today to somebody here on the call, try as much as possible, do this business, talk to your friends about this business. I remembered after being fired up. I remembered after being fired up at one time when I started doing this business, I spoke to somebody about the business, and the person when the person saw my capital, he said to me, Courage, how can you make this with this amount you are trading? I want to join this business, and this is what he joined the business with. He joined the business with $43,000. And as you can see, the robot already bought ADA 300, Tron 200, AVAX, and so on and so on. Bought AVAX 200, Cake 200, to let you know this was Royal Q. It's not that I went to carry somebody's account and thereabout. This is Royal Q. Now, the business is too sweet. Now, imagine you're having 3 persons trading with this kind of capital under you. You will make a lot of money. Every day you get $5, every day you get $10, because these people are making good money every day. Imagine the person that registered the account that Coach Julius showed us not quite long. Imagine the person who signed that person up. Every day, what will be getting? And if it's a V2, powerful. If it's a V3, superb. As I am now, I'm looking for those that will be trading with 50,000, 70,000, because the business gives me confidence. The business gives me confidence. I'm super excited when I speak about Royal Q. So, ladies and gentlemen on the call, I want to say thank you to Coach Julius for giving me this privilege to speak. And it has been wonderful. And get excited, get motivated. You don't need anybody to push you in this business. Push yourself. I pushed myself. I taught my upline how to do Royal Q. He just registered me because he saw the opportunity before me. That's as simple as that. So thank you once again. I love you all. And let me tell you one thing. In this business, always have this thing at the back of your mind. You will make big money. Thank you so much once again. Over to you, Coach Julius.
Wow. Thank you so much, my brother, our leader, and a friend from Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, in the next few hours, I know he'll be delivering some good coins for the day so that you can trade one shot, take off some profit. So make sure as the coins come to you from the different platforms where you have already set your setting parameter, take 1 or 2 coins a day. That's enough for you, and keep on growing your capital. Capital management is key. Thank you so much, sir, for that. Amazing. I really feel so much when people invest with huge capital. If you are the one who brought them in the business, like you have said, you are usually very happy because you keep on making significant profit as they earn by themselves, right? So if you don't have enough capital, my advice to you is simple: go open your mouth. Because, ladies and gentlemen, unless you believe that you are poor, one of the challenges of life that I've discovered with so many of my friends, the inability to accept their current financial status. You need to accept your current financial status and say, I don't have money, and I need to sit down, zero down. What do I need to do to get the capital to make the money? Let me talk to others that could buy the idea. As simple as that. No emotions, no feelings attached. Because if you don't develop money, still you'll keep in the same circles. Like you said that me, I cannot force someone like this leader of mine that has $300,000 in her Binance account. There is no day I've ever told her to speak to someone. Why? My friend, this person has money, has capital. So I just tell her, enjoy your trade, simple. And because I understand that, no feelings, no emotions attached as a gentleman. And I would advise you, if you also you don't have too much money, understand your current financial situation and then make things happen. Like he says that ROIs are for lazy people. And if you're not a lazy person, would you do something about your future? Right, let me send to James and Professor Matthew. Yes, James. Yes, Asa James. Okay, let me go to Professor. Let me go to Professor Matthew.
Good morning, leader. Yes.
Good morning, Pro. How are you?
Yes, good morning, leader Julius. Can you hear me very well?
Yes, sir.
I'm doing well, sir. So I just heard about that you talk about the falling of the coin. Yeah, the falling of the coin. That if a coin that they fall in a certain percentage, you just need to increase the margin call. Can you hear me, sir?
I hear you. I'm listening.
Hello?
I'm listening to you. I'm trying to listen because your network is not good. I'm doing my best. Hello? Okay. Very bad network.
Leader Julius, can you hear?
A little bit better now.
Yeah, I think my network was not good.
I'm listening to you. I'm trying to listen. What I'm trying to say. Hello? Okay, now I think Murphy is failing out, but I was talking about the margin calls, right? The margin calls, okay? If this particular coin is going down and you want to protect your funds, one of the important things is fund protection, or what you call money management, right? If this particular coin is going down, all right, instead of you putting your margin calls for the robot to buy very, very fast, all right, it is better you put your margin calls that the robot takes long to buy. But when it buys when this coin has fallen with a huge percentage. Maybe I was that's what I also leader have here testimony. I learned this from leader Brian. Okay, let me go to my conversation with leader Brian, show you this testimony. Let me show you. This is I learned this from leader Brian. You know, I'm a student. Oh, but there is that conversation. Am I losing it? Just a minute.
Or leader, I can also just help to.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can share.
With
Leader
that.
Brian, could you share? Could you share?
Where is it? Just okay.
The ability to separate your margin calls, yes. Leader Brian, share.
So where are we? We are there. As you explained, yeah, like on fourth margin call, is it on the fifth one is 8% and the 61 10%, which is a difference of 2% drop. So what we are saying, leaders, is that you see to move from this fifth call to the sixth, there's a drop of 2%. So what we're saying, when you are going the reverse, when you are going up by 2%, so if you are getting 1.1, 1.3, you are not doing yourself a favor, because what gonna the other excess be doing if you don't maximize to get the sub sell, the profit there? So if you check, people have been just putting numbers there and they don't really analyze to see, okay, I'm going back with 2% up, but I'm going to get 1.3%. But if you see there and check, if you buy like exactly 64 times, or there's a lot of money which is there, which comes up if you correctly set your margin call limits drops there. That's what we're talking about on the distributed profits, that the percentage you also gonna get. You're gonna need to really check and see what, and calculate and see how much when you are going up, and then what percentage you're gonna utilize in going up and what you are gaining. And then, so that's what leader Julius is talking about. So because at times people just say, oh, we are putting is 0.4, 0.2, but there is no logic behind it. So that's what we are trying to teach leaders, that there is a reason why we're putting these numbers, that you must really know what you are doing. That if the market is going back up by 4%, sometimes I will be just checking. You see, you go up by 4%, but you are getting 1.3. And what are we doing? So we really need to analyze and see what we are doing to maximize. Sometimes you actually get better money in the sub sales than what you get when you do just one. I did one which gave me 3.8, and then the wholesale was 2%. So it was better in the floating losses. So I'm not in a hurry to move from there. So that's where we want to now lead us to study and analyze and do our settings correctly. Then with time, you'll see it will be working out for you. Thank you, leader.
Right. Thank you so much. And that, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to take too much time from here. If you are still having a doubt on what you have shared, thank you so much, Leader Brian. Please just go to the YouTube channel. And the YouTube channel has 2 tutorials. It has one done by Leader Mosh. Leader Mosh yesterday did a good training. Let me show you. It has this one we have done today. This one we have done today. This one. And we have this one that was done by Leader Mosh. He talks about how to set a trading parameter for $300. And he's also talking about how someone can trade one coin for $300 for some good time, and this coin still does well, right? Yeah, that is Leader Mosh yesterday. So you could be able to go through that and be able to win if you have some $300 capital. So this is this. So go in here, take your time, learn. Why do you need the skills? I usually say, nobody can take the skills away from you. Nobody can take skills away from you, ladies and gentlemen. Once you learn, you have learned, then you can personally, on your own level, maximize profit. But also, I want to ask everybody to grow their trading capital. Thank you so much, everybody. God bless you.